everyone, today's topic is the role of leadership preventing burnout during change initiative. Before we start with this topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Nurhana Najha binti Muhammad Yusri. My student ID is 2024977947. Okay, let's start. In today's world, change is never ending. Organizations face continuous digital transformation, restructuring, mergers, and policy adjustment. Every phase of change causes uncertainty, workload pressure, and emotional strain on employees. Without strong leadership, stress grows and leads to burnout. What is burnout? According to Smith and Reed 2025, burnout is a condition of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by continuous stress resulting in feeling of overwhelm, fatigue, and a lack of interest and passion in a job. Preventing burnout during phase of change is important for leadership in today's world. How leaders handle their teams throughout changes has a major influence on whether workers feel motivated or burdened. Why change initiative cause burnout? First, uncertainty and fear of the unknown. Change often leads to uncertainty about employment duties, responsibilities, and even job security. Employees might be worried about their ability to adjust to changing requirements or technology. This uncertainty causes anxiety, worry, and a lack of focus when leaders fail to communicate effectively about what is going on and why. People make assumptions and get scared. Over time, constant worry consumes mental energy, leading to disengagement and an increased risk of burnout among employees. For example, when your ITM first time changed the grading system, that time most of the students were worried about their grade and how they're gonna plan to at least pass the subject. Second, increased workload and pressure. During change initiative, employees often have to carry out their normal duties while learning new systems or procedure. This double workload leads to feeling exhausted. For example, when a new software or procedure are implemented, employees must complete additional training and meet deadline all at once. Without enough help, the tasks become hard and unrealistic. Longer hours, higher standards, and a lack of rest all contribute to mental and physical exhaustion, which are a major signs of burnout. For example, while lecturers try to adapt to the new grading system, they also need to do their usual duties as a lecturer and meet the tight deadline which give the career mark to the student in a week 14. Third, loss of control and autonomy. Change initiative may leave employees feeling helpless, especially when choices are made without them being present. They may believe that the new rules or structure are being forced onto them rather than created together. This lack of control lowers motivation and engagement since people naturally reject changes that they don't understand or influence. When people lack an understanding of choice or control over their job, frustration builds up. For example, we as students have a hard time accepting the changes made by VITM, but we can't do anything but to accept that the grading system has already changed. And at first, we are mostly scared that we can't pass the subject that we take. Next, the role of leadership. First, clear and consistent communication. Employees are afraid of the unknown. Therefore, poor communication is an important cause of stress. A great leader ensures that everyone knows what is changing, why is it happening, and how it will impact their job. Leader may reduce worry and increase trust by being open and responding to employees' issues on a frequent basis. For example, give updates every week and open Q&A sessions which could help to minimize rumors and confusion. For example, lecturers in class ask their students every week about how well they are doing through changes and answer the student confusion or question about new grading system. Second, involving employees in the changes process. When people feel like they have a voice in decision making, they become more motivated and stress-free. When leaders seek ideas, leaders need to listen to the comments and let people choose how the changes will be implemented, which create a sense of control and belonging. For example, the change of grading system. It is so immediate and happens so fast, and it happened in the middle of the semester. If they ask for our voice or opinion, most students will agree that the changes should be implemented next semester, not in the middle, or implement phase by phase. Third, manage workload and provide support. Change often involves more responsibilities, training, or adaptation periods, which can overburden employees. A good leader will analyze workload and ensure that the duties are divided evenly. They also should set achievable deadlines, provide training, and bring in additional support as required. For example, during a new system release, a leader could hire temporary support staff to reduce employee workload. Next, healthy behavior model and a work-life balance. Employees often copy their bosses. If a leader works non-stop, others will feel driven to do the same. A leader who respects employee limits, encourages relaxation, and values well-being sets a good example to the employees. This helps encourage the creation of culture that places equal priority on health and productivity. For the conclusion, burnout in change initiative is often caused by poor management rather than the change itself. Lack of communication, neglect of staff well-being, and unrealistic expectation all lead to burnout. Empathetic and trustworthy leadership promotes good change by promoting trust, motivating colleagues, and ensuring balance while guiding individuals through changes. Good leaders prioritize their team's well-being. As Simon Sinek said, leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. So that's all from me. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye!